your attention to your mental health is way more important than anything that you will ever put on your skin.
I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight, girl. Don't give my shit away.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of today's video, I am going to be talking about the truth behind why my skin has gotten so clear all of a sudden. Now, I have my computer in front of me because I have a lot of notes, because there's a lot of medical terms and things that I wanted to go over, and I just wrote everything down so I can keep my ideas together and concise. And I just want to give a quick disclaimer that I am not a psychologist, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not pre-med, I'm not any of that. However, I did take psychology when I was in college, and I'm pulling some of the things that I learned and some things that I researched. So, the first thing I want to say is that your attention to your mental health is way more important than anything that you will ever put on your skin. That's number one. Number two, I found a couple articles written by doctors and medical professionals. So I'm going to link them down below in case you want to go in and read anything on your own, or you just want to fact check me. But I mean, by all means, go ahead. So I'm just going to say this. I call it the mind-skin connection, but the medical term for it is psychodermatology. Now, I'm going to start off by talking about me. So if I can put any pictures in, I will. My skin has always been, pretty decent. However, as you can see, I'm someone who has good skin, and suddenly my skin has gotten even better. So, I just want to talk about my lifestyle. I eat clean maybe 50% of the time. I used to eat clean 80% of the time, and my skin is better now. So I eat clean 50% of the time. I work out when I feel like it, which means maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes I'm just not feeling it at all. And as far as my skincare routine, I have them, and you all know, I have videos up on Instagram, TikTok, and then I have 2 skin tutorials up here on this channel. Now, I don't do any of those anymore. Honestly, all I do is wash my face with the African soap. I still use that same soap. And depending on whether or not I'm leaving the house, I will put oil on my face. But otherwise, I don't. And honestly, my skin hasn't been as dry as it used to be before. And I'm not sure if it's all because of the mental changes that I made, or is it because I haven't been toning my skin so much, because I used to tone every day, and I realized over time that was maybe like breaking down my skin barrier. But I don't know, either way, it's working for me. My skin is not as dry. Like my skin would be so dry, like my face would be so dry, it would just be white. It's not that bad anymore, so that's a good thing. And as far as intake in water, I try to do a gallon, but since my metabolism has changed a lot since the pandemic, because I'm not as active as I was, and I'm not using brain power as much as I used to, I don't eat that much. I eat 1 meal a day, and that also means that I'm not wanting water either. So I might drink maybe a half a gallon of water at least. But that's about it. I'm not living like a super, super healthy or super, super clean lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? And my skin has cleared up. Okay, so now we're going to get into all the other stuff. Now, the skin and the central nervous system are intertwined, and almost any and all skin diseases can be impacted by changes in the nervous system. Now, I have this book. I'm about to go get it actually. So this book is called Emotional Detox. I'm not sure if you can see it. Wait. Okay. It's called Emotional Detox: 7 Steps to Release Toxicity and Energize Joy. And it is by Shariana Boyle. I don't know how you say her name, but I will link this in the description box below. I got it from the Amazon store, so you can get it right from Amazon.com. And I read this book maybe twice before, and I'm reading it again because doing this emotional detox has helped my skin so much. And in the book, she said that taking some of the steps, there's like this phase that you do before you start the detox. It's called the cleanse steps. Before you start the cleanse steps, certain things that you do. And she said that by just doing those, that you would notice a difference in your skin. And she talked about the mind-skin connection. And I didn't think that it was real until I've made a few changes in my mental and just working on my mental health and improving it as a whole, that I saw a difference in my skin. So this is something I would definitely recommend you picking up, because it's going to help your skin, and it's going to help you, with your emotional intelligence as well. I mean, that's just a totally different topic, but it helps. There's nothing to lose, but so much to gain by reading this. And books like this, like I said, this is like my 3rd time reading it. It doesn't harm to read a book again if there's like something educational to be learned or gained from it. Okay, so when we're stressed, the sympathetic nervous system and the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, which is called the HPA, are activated. Now, I know there's a lot of technical and medical terms in here, but I'm putting everything in layman's terms. So basically what that means is your sympathetic nervous system is what triggers your body's fight or flight response system. And that's what your body does when you're in danger. So it means that you're going to get a flood of hormones, and it boosts your alertness and your heart rate. And the HPA axis plays a role in your body's response to stress. So I'm just gonna read what this doctor said, and her name is Emily Wexler, who's board certified in dermatology and psychiatry in New York. And she said, when someone is going through a stressful period, molecules like cortisol are higher and cause inflammation. This inflammation can break down collagen, causing wrinkles, pimples, flare eczema, and psoriasis, and damage the skin's barrier. Now, when it comes to me personally and that emotional detox that I was talking about, why I've noticed such a difference is because through doing this detox, I've had a lot of time to connect with my emotions and digest them instead of just letting them sit. I definitely have learned to see and feel where my body is holding its stress. So that has been really important for me. And through that, I remember when I was doing my last Q&A, someone asked me if I wanted to be famous. And that's something that I thought about for a long time after I did it. And I had this whole coming to Jesus moment. I had a heart-to-heart with myself. Like, I literally just sat for like a couple hours writing and crying because I realized I don't want to be famous. And ever since, I want to say since the beginning of this year, I have been stressing myself out about getting signed to an agency, about getting more followers on Instagram. And then once I built a platform for myself on TikTok, I was stressed about getting followers. And during that time, I joined the Creator Fund on TikTok. And, a lot of us did not know that once you join, they basically shadow ban you, which means that your videos are not going to make it to people's For You pages. So it's basically like solely off of your followers at that point. Now, me, I used to live on the For You page, and now that I've left the fund, I live on the For You page again. Now, when it was happening, I think I made like $10 that week that I was in there, or something like that. And I thought it was okay, but the fact that my views were going down was messing with my mental, and it also messed with my self-esteem because I thought that I was doing something wrong. And Instagram, I'm just working and doing all these videos and joining courses to grow your Instagram, and I'm just trying to get to the next level. And I had to have a moment with myself to realize, like, someone asked me, do you want to be famous? And the answer is no, I don't. I simply wanted to inspire other people to be their authentic selves. I want to model. I never really wanted to be Instagram famous. The only reason why I was growing my Instagram was because I thought that that's how I would get signed. When I stopped trying to be Insta famous is when I got Insta famous. So I've learned anytime you run after something, it keeps running away from you. And when you just accept it and you let it be as it is, then it will come to you. That's just the natural order of things. And that's exactly what happened. When I had 3,000 followers and I was trying to get to 5, I stopped trying. Next thing I know, I get to 10. I got stuck at 12,000 followers trying to get to 13. Next thing you know, I'm at 30. So, and it's always when I stop trying. So I just realized, like, I don't really want this. As far as TikTok, I never ever thought about being TikTok famous. During this pandemic, I noticed that everyone was up there, and my mom was telling me that one of her coworkers or one of her friends was like, oh, like TikTok, yeah, it's the new rage or whatever. I had an account, but I wasn't taking it serious. Like, I made one video and that was it. And during this pandemic, I was like, I'm bored. You know, I love to be funny and goofy. I'm gonna make myself laugh. And next thing I know, I blew up on TikTok. My TikTok had more followers than my Instagram did, and still does. I have 38,000 Instagram followers. I have almost 65,000 TikTok followers, and I made that account and started posting this February. So that's just crazy to think about. So when I had that moment and I'm just thinking like, wow, I made all these achievements. You know, I reached over 10,000 Instagram followers, and that's something a lot of people will never touch. And I'm grateful for that. I got signed to a really, really good agency in LA. Those are the things that I wanted. You know, I just want to take my pictures. I want to inspire people. I want to make funny videos, and I want to make people laugh. I don't need to stress myself out. And once I made that realization, my skin has literally, oh my God, I'm about to cry. My skin has cleared up so much, and I'm so thankful. Like, I was doing all this stuff to my skin. I was icing it, trying to get rid of the eye bags and relieve like the redness around my eyes and my nose. And I was just like, oh my God, like, what's going on with my skin? At certain points, I would get like on my cheeks, like these little bumps. And I remember looking it up and I was trying to figure out what it was. And I bought this shampoo because people were like, oh, it's malassezia, which is just fungus. And if you put this shampoo on it, that'll help it go down. And it did, but it still was bad. It's literally gone. Like, y'all, I have on foundation. I did my brows, gloss, and then lashes. That's it. And my skin looks amazing. And it's literally because I reduced my stress. And I think that it really makes me want to cry, because when I think about it, I killed 2 birds in 1 stone. I relieved a lot of pressure off of myself, and I'm improving my mental health, and my skin has improved because of it. And I think that's amazing. Like, I was really beating myself up about like having Gucci bags under my eyes. Like, I look so much younger and vibrant and radiant now. And all on TikTok for the last like week or so, and Snapchat, people have just been commenting on my skin and like, oh my God, your skin this, like, oh, what do you do? So that's why I felt compelled to make this video. I was on live earlier today and people kept commenting, and I told them my skincare routine is basically non-existent. It's really been the quality of my mental health. That's been the biggest focus for me lately, because I was depressed, you know. Being home for all this time will do it to you. And like I said, the amount of stress I was putting on myself, it was just unreasonable, and there's no need for it. And I think the biggest thing was because I'm just thinking, I'm 21 years old, and I'm thinking like, oh, the next 5 years I need to be married and have a car, have the career, have kids, and my life needs to be all figured out. And no, it doesn't. Like, life doesn't end when you turn 30. I'm 21. I literally just got in my 20s. Why am I putting so much pressure on myself? That will literally drive you to an early grave. And like I said, y'all, I had eye bags and discoloration and hyperpigmentation, all this stuff. Like, I have issues with the skin on my body, but it's clearing up as well. It's just my face has always been the easiest thing for me to deal with. The rest of my body has been a little more tricky, but we're getting to that too. You know, it's all coming together full circle. Now, with all of that being said, I know that people will tell you to stop stressing, and obviously that's easier said than done. And I know that everyone can't take the approach that I did. You know, I notice and I do acknowledge that my life is in some ways a lot easier than other people's. You know, I don't have a regular 9-to-5 job. I'm model, and that is my career. And I'm also a social media influencer. So I basically get paid to just stay home and create content. I know that it's not that easy for other people, but I did make a list of a couple things that you can do to reduce your stress or at least relieve some of it. So let's get into it. So the first thing is gonna be to exercise. It lowers your stress hormones such as cortisol, which increases the sugars in your bloodstreams. Now, I know that exercise isn't everyone's thing, and it's not mine either. I know that I'm a model, but I don't exercise. I hate it. I detest it. And when I do exercise, all I do is work on my abs, because if I do anything else, I get very bulky. Well, not bulky, I just get really muscular. And what you see is a product of me running track. And that was like 3 years ago, and my body is literally still the same. So, yes, I only do abs, and sometimes I don't even work out. Like I said, maybe once or twice a week or once every 2 weeks. It depends on how my mood is. But I try to take a walk around the neighborhood if I can. I try to have some sort of motion every day. It definitely improves your mood. I feel really good when I work out, and when I actually do a full workout, you know, maybe no more than 30 minutes. I try to do it in the morning, because it helps set the tone for the rest of the day, and I'm in a good mood, and I feel really good. So yeah, take a walk around the neighborhood, work on my abs, or sometimes it'll be as simple as me just putting on some music and dancing in my room. It's just getting my blood flowing and going. And you can also try yoga, or stretching. Like, I don't do yoga, but at least sometimes I will stretch, and I mean do a full body stretch. I'm working everything from my neck down to my back, doing my hamstrings. I stretch my feet and all. Like, I do the whole nine. And make sure that if you're doing yoga or you're stretching, that you're breathing through it, because I know sometimes you can trigger that fight or flight system. So make sure that you're taking deep breaths. And when it comes to yoga, I would suggest that you work with a yogi, someone who knows what they're doing, or you follow along with like a yoga video, you know, or just keep it simple and find some really basic poses on Google or something. I don't know. So tip number 2 is going to be aromatherapy. Now, you can light candles, you can get incense, or you can use a diffuser with some essential oils. And literally, I do all of those things. So my mom has a diffuser in the kitchen, and she puts her essential oils in there, and it always smells good, and it makes all of us feel, you know, really calm and at peace. And in my room, I burn incense every day. it's just a must for me. I need to smell something good in the air. I have candles, and you don't have to go out and get the most expensive candles, y'all. I know Bath and Body Works, they be tripping. Like, you can go right to Walmart and get you a little $5 candle, and it smells so good. Like, I promise you. And honestly, one of the biggest things that people overlook with aromatherapy is as simple as wearing perfume or cologne. Now, something that smells good to you, and you just happen to smell yourself. Oh my God. For me, I love the way I smell. I try to wear perfume now, like, more often. Before, I would only wear it when I would go out, but it's important. It makes me feel sexy. First of all, I feel really good when I wear it. Number two, when I smell it, it just lifts my whole mood. I'm really big on aromatherapy and things that smell good, so you never know, you could be the same for you as well. Now, as far as like some herbs and essential oils that I like, lavender, sandalwood, and rose are my favorites, and they happen to be some of the most calming scents. So just keep that in mind. The next tip, number 3, is to reduce your caffeine intake. High doses of caffeine can increase anxiety, and I wouldn't suggest that you try to quit cold turkey, because at one point I definitely was like, I was literally running off of caffeine at my last 2 jobs, every day. And I worked as an assistant. No, what was I? I forgot what it's called, but the front desk person. Basically, I was the assistant to the salon manager, and I had to make coffee. I drank like 5 cups of coffee a day, and that was just in the salon. Before I got there, I probably got a large coffee from Starbucks. So that was a really bad habit that I had, and I started slowly breaking it. Now, some of the suggestions that I have are like infused waters. Now, in the morning, sometimes I would make lemon infused water and put mint in it, and it definitely helped wake me up. Like, that's what I was looking for. I just needed a boost to help me get through the day. And some other suggestions would be to try chai tea, peppermint tea, herbal coffees, and if you can go cold turkey, then hey, by all means. But I'm just saying don't, because if you're addicted to caffeine, it can cause headaches and other side effects. So, I mean, if you really think about it, caffeine is a drug. It's crack's first cousin. So you be very careful with that. But yeah. The next tip, number 4, is to journal. So I started journaling a lot during the pandemic because I noticed some changes when I was doing it. And I love keeping journals. I always have, but I wouldn't always write in them. Sometimes I would just write in them when I was really upset. But I've noticed a lot of the times it just takes the edge off. And a lot of the times I'm very flighty, fidgety, and very alert. So when I write, it helps me process my emotions. Like I said, I notice where in my body I'm holding it, and sometimes they just need to be processed and expressed. And to me, writing is the best way of expressing those emotions without involving someone else. You don't have to call up your friend or your mom or whoever and have them listen to you. You can literally write it out, be as vulgar and as descriptive as you want to, and nobody's gonna read it. It's between you and your higher self. Also with that, I do gratitude journaling. Every morning, I write a list of 3 things that I'm grateful for, and it sets the tone for what the day is going to be like for me, because I'm in a good mood and I'm thinking about like, wow, I'm really thankful for this. And it's as simple as 3, and each day it's something different. Like, there's always something to be grateful for, and it definitely helps improve my overall mood. Especially, like, I do it in the morning because a lot of the times when you go to sleep and you wake up, you tend to bring stress from like the day before or from something you've dreamt of into the next day. And as soon as I wake up, I journal about what I dreamt about, if I can remember it. I journal about how I'm feeling, and then I do gratitude. And then after that, I write this list of affirmations for the day, and I'll say things like, I'm trying to think of something. Oh, I'll say something like, people always treat me with kindness and respect. And, you know, I just say that to myself, not like over and over, like like a machine, you know. I don't like that. I just say things, I say affirmations that speak to me. And that's how it should be for all of you. Anytime you're doing a mantra, affirmation, or anything of that sort. So I say things like that. I write a list, and it's not a specific number. I just write until I feel content with it. You'll know. You'll know. You'll just get to a point where you're like, okay. And usually I'll hear this voice in my head that says, I am complete. And that means I have nothing else to write. And then I go to the next page and I would write out how I want my day to go. And it's as simple as me saying, I know that today is going to be a good day. The sun is out. It's feeling really good outside. The air is really fresh. I like the way that the air feels on my skin, you know, stuff like that. Or if it's raining, I'll be like, it's a beautiful day still because it's raining, and you know, the earth is getting her nourishment. Somehow or some way, I'm choosing to find something good about the day. And then one of my favorite mantras is, everything is working out for me, best case scenario. Shout out to Roxy Talks channel. If you don't know who she is, you definitely need to check her out. Oh my God, I love her so much. And she has helped me change my mindset, which has changed my entire life. Around the time that I got signed, before I got signed, I started watching her videos. I found her channel. Literally, I owe so much to her. Love that girl. So Roxy, if you see this, I love you. But yes, that's my favorite mantra. And after that, I might just, you know, write a few other things about how I'm feeling about the day. Like, yes, it's going to be such a good day. I know that blessings are coming to me. And then right after that, I write my things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes I don't want to write 3. I want to write more. I'm just on a tangent and I'm being grateful. That momentum is just there, and you just keep going and you keep expounding on the good things around you. And I feel like that's how it should be. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm just this happy-go-lucky person, because I'm definitely not. Like, the last couple of days have been very testy for me. I'm telling you, one thing about Shadae, I'll get booked. But see, that's not the point. The point is, all that journaling that I did, that I just talked about, for moments like this, I literally just go back to my journal and my notebook, and I'm reading like, wow, like, yes, I have so much to be grateful for. And it's not, I don't want to just emotionally bypass what I'm feeling. I feel those emotions, but I still keep in mind that this is only temporary, and I have bigger things going on in my life than this temporary situation. And my whole outlook on life has improved from keeping that simple thing in mind. So the next tip that I have is to laugh. I know that this may seem childish, but it's definitely not. So I will never forget, when I was in 10th grade, my English teacher, Mr. Baker, he came back from some conference or something he went to, and he told us about this technique that they made the teachers try. So basically what it was is, before we would have a big test or a quiz, he would take us through a full body scan. Now, some of you may know what that is. It's just you might close your eyes, and, you know, basically you're feeling through your body to see where there's any tension or where you feel a blockage. And that's how I've learned to figure out where I hold my emotions, from doing body scans. And then he would have us tighten a certain body part, and then release it, and then tighten our whole bodies and then release the whole thing. And when we did that, we feel better. But the next thing, he would tell us to laugh for 30 seconds to a minute. Now, I know that seems hard for a lot of people to just laugh, but not for me, because I am a crackhead. So literally, I just thought about the first thing I could think about. Started, ooh, child, I was gone. I was cracking up. And literally, my laugh made everybody in the class laugh. And do you know, we scored 10% higher on that test than we had the other test that we had earlier that year. And that's because laughter reduces the sympathetic nervous system, and it takes the edge off of a big exam or anything that you might be anxious about. So anytime that I know that I have a big job or I have an audition or something, I will make myself laugh, or I'll go and watch something funny. So that's what I suggest. Watch a funny show, watch something on YouTube, or you can go right over to my TikTok, Shadae McCallum, or my Instagram and watch my reels, because I am funny. I know that. No one can take that away from me. I am hilarious. So, or if you're funny, just do things to make yourself laugh. You can record yourself doing TikToks or doing funny videos or whatever it is. You can hang around someone that's funny. Whatever it is that you need to do. But I feel like this is one of the most natural things that you can do in order to relieve stress. When you are laughing, you are inhaling and exhaling. And I feel like that's one of the most important things. People don't really take into account their breath awareness. Now, that's like a totally different conversation. And there's like so many more tips that I can give, and breath awareness would be one, but this video is pretty lengthy and I wanted it to be short and to the point. So I'm gonna leave it here at these 5 tips. If you all have any more questions, or you want me to go on and do a part 2 to this video, then I can, just let me know in the comment section below, or you can DM me. I always respond to questions within reason. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Shadae McCallum, and make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.